Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at the FlyTec T18D Wi-Fi mini racing drone. This small racing drone is very agile and fast. It has Wi-Fi, FPV. It has auto takeoff, auto land, headless mode, and plenty of other neat features that this fast little quadcopter has. So let's check it out. Now the drone comes in this small white simple box here. It's from FlyTec and it says mini racing drone T18, and it has a 720p 120 degree angle HD camera, and I believe it's somewhere around 1 to 2 megapixels, 14 plus. And here are all the features such as 360 degree flips, 6-axis gyro, 1 key return, so on and so forth. And here's this side, and on this side you can see there are 4 different colors. Now the interesting thing with these colors is really there's only 2 sets you can buy. So there's the yellow set that comes with a green plate, or the blue set that comes with a red plate. So basically if you buy yellow you automatically have green, and if you buy blue you automatically have red. So it's not like you have to purchase 4 different quadcopters, but and if they sell the face plates, then all you really need is just one, and then you just have to buy 2 more, the red and the blue, or whichever one. So that's how the coloring works, and more of the same on the back here. So let's open her up and check it out here. Let's open. So this is essentially what's in the box here. We have the instruction manuals, very well laid out. We have the drone itself here, and right there's the battery. And then we have in here the extra plate, so you would attach that right on there, so you have the option to go yellow or green, or another package of this has blue and red. But if you manage to get all 4 face plates, you can put them on this one. Here's the transmitter, and built in is the mobile device clip. And then here's a little baggie with spare propellers, the charger, a screwdriver, and I believe that's about it. So let's organize all this and take another look. Taking a final look at the contents of the box, we have the drone itself here with its spare faceplate or colored plate. We have a 3.7 volt 450 milliamp LiPo battery, its charger, spare propellers, a small screwdriver, and the transmitter. So that's essentially the contents of the box. So now let's take a closer look at the drone. Now taking a closer look at the drone, it is a very sharp looking, very sporty, small racing drone. Right here at the front there is its 720p HD camera, which is at 120 degree wide angle, and this one I believe is 1 to 2 megapixels. There is a version of this that has a lower resolution camera, but this one is the HD Wi-Fi version. It is a brushed motor quadcopter, and the propellers are really easy to take off. You just pull them off or put them in, and the this plate here is also very easy to snap on and off. You just kind of snap it off like that, and it comes off. And right here you can see some of the electronics there. And one quick note about the camera: it does look like it would tilt, but it doesn't. It's a stationary camera, so you can't really tilt it, but it is facing forward, so that is very good. Also, the propeller guards are very easy to snap on and off, so that's very convenient. Right here in the back you would place the battery right in between the colored plate and the body of the quadcopter. And looking a little into the battery here, it is a 3.7 volt 450 milliamp LiPo battery, and this does take about an hour and a half to charge, and it provides the quadcopter with a 7 to 8 minute flight time, so that's pretty cool. And so you would put the battery right here in the back, and then here is the port where it connects to right there. There are some nice lights here for orientation. Right here in the back you can see there's a total of 4 little lights, and then right here in the front you would see 4 more right there, right next to the camera. And so they're not exactly on the landing legs, but they are in the back and in the front, and they're pretty clear, so pretty good orientation. Right here you could see the plasticky landing legs there. And right here on the bottom is the Wi-Fi antenna. And right here you would put an SD card right behind the antenna, right in this little slot right here. You would put in an SD card, and that would record good quality footage and take pictures. You could also save your pictures on the app, but it's recommended to save it on an SD card to get higher frame rates and better quality footage. So, and you don't need the app in order to save video. As long as you push the record button on the transmitter, it will save video onto the SD card. So, so that's a view there of the bottom and the Wi-Fi antenna. Here is the front. So very cool little quadcopter here. The little plates aren't really heavy-duty plastic. They're very thin, but it's very flexible, so this definitely can take a hit. I've had this crash a couple of times, and it has done very well. So very durable, small, agile little quadcopter. So now let's take a closer look at the transmitter. Now, taking a closer look at the transmitter, it is a very comfortable gamepad type transmitter, and it has the standard controls on it, such as the left throttle stick and the right rudder stick. And these sticks also act as buttons. So if you push down this button right here, the throttle, it is the rates or speed. So there are 3 speeds: 1 beep for slow, 2 for medium, and 3 for fast. Pushing down the right rudder stick is the flips button. So once you hear that beeping, you would move the rudder in any direction to have it flip in that direction. These right here, these and these are all trims, directional trim buttons. And this one right here basically is the headless mode button right here at the top. And this is the 1 key return, this one on the bottom. And then here at the top there are 2 buttons. This button right here on the right is the camera and video button. So if you short press it, it takes a picture, and if you long press it, it'll start recording, and if you long press it again, it'll stop recording. And this red button right here indicates whether it's recording or taking pictures or not. So if you take a picture, it'll flash 1 time letting you know a picture was taken, and if you keep it pressed and start recording video, this light will remain on. So that's that. This is the power light, and right here at the bottom is the power switch. So you would turn it on like that, and then you would see the lights. And last but not least, you have this left button right here, and this is basically your auto takeoff, auto land button. So if you press this once, it unlocks the motors and keeps it in idle. If you're in the air and you keep this pressed, it will, or if you press it again, it will auto land. And if you keep this pressed for about 3 seconds, it will do an emergency shut off of the motors. So that's essentially it for the controller. It does take 4 AAA batteries, as you can see, 4 AAAs. And it does require the included screwdriver to screw the lid back on and off. And last but not least, it has a built-in mobile device attachment here, or clip. So it's very easy to close it like that to fly in line of sight mode, or you can just easily open this up, and it extends quite a bit to put a large mobile device in there, and put in your phone so that you can connect to the app and fly this through Wi-Fi FPV. So now let's take a look at that setup and a first time flight setup. Now, setting up the drone for a first time flight and setting up its app for FPV is very straightforward. First, we turn on the drone, and since there's no on-off switch, you have to basically plug it in. So we first plug in the battery, like so. So once we have the battery inserted, you'll notice some blinking on the quadcopter. At that point, you turn on the transmitter down here below. And now you've got to bind the transmitter to the drone, so you do that by moving the left stick up and down. And at that point it should be bound, and you'll see the lights turn solid. So now the best recommended first step is to calibrate the gyros and trims. And what you do is you move both sticks down and to the left, and you should see some blinking lights, possibly a beep. So down and to the left. And there we go. And now I'm not sure if it's also included or just another way of doing it. If you push both sticks down and to the right, it pretty much does the same thing. And now it's calibrated, and you notice the blink, and then it stops. And now make sure that this is done while it's on a flat surface without the quadcopter moving and at the ground level. So now everything is bound and calibrated and ready to go. The last step is to set up the FPV. So let's enter the app and start the FPV. So once in your phone's Wi-Fi settings, you want to connect to an entry that says FlyTec, and it'll have a serial number like that. There's no default password to start out with. So once you connect to that, you would launch its app. And its app is basically just called FlyTec, and it's in the Android and iOS app stores. I believe there is another FlyTec app called FlyTec UAV, but for this particular drone, the app for it is FlyTec. So once you enter that, you will see the FlyTec screen there. And it's very standard, just like all the other FPV apps for these drones. There is a set, and here in the settings, just some typical settings here. If you want to leave altitude, hold on. If you want to have a 720p preview, right hand mode, some parameters there for saving, and some of these settings, if you actually use the app and phone alone just to fly the quadcopter, which you can. So the transmitter is optional. As long as you connect to the drone's Wi-Fi and use the app, you can fly this drone just using your phone. Now here in the main screen also, there's some instructions here that explain what some of the icons do and some of the screens, and that can be reviewed. But the main one you want to go into is this one called play. So once you enter play, right away you should have an FPV view here. So now the FPV and control range of the transmitter with the drone is about 60 to 100 meters. So that's around the range you will get both for control and FPV. And now going over the app, it's pretty straightforward. This will take you back to the main screen. This will take pictures. This is the video button to take video. This will take you to your gallery of saved videos and pictures. This will control the rate of speed. If you're flying with the phone, this right here will turn on the accelerometer mode. So if you tilt your phone, the drone will fly in that direction that you tilt the phone. This is the waypoint mode, where you can draw a pattern there for the rudder, and it will fly in that pattern. And of course you can turn on and off the virtual controls there. And this would be your auto land, this would be your auto takeoff, your 360 flips, your trims, your throttle and rudder, and right here for the settings here, you can split the screen for 3D goggles or FPV goggles, where you can put your cell phone, and you can also flip the screen as well. This is the reverse, and it will invert the video. And I believe this is the gyro calibration button, so if you push that, it will calibrate the gyros. And this is the headless mode button, I believe. So that's essentially it. This is a pretty cool little quadcopter, and so right now we're going to take it for a little flight and see how it performs.
Better off as strangers. Believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, beneath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a creeping through the shadows and the corners of your mind. I go where the wind blows, I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering the name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a better off as strangers. Believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, neath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a